Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, November the 14th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Looking for an entry, part 4 with Walmal. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal's. Walmal, back to it.
Yep, we're back to it. It's Monday morning, and markets are moving kind of normally a little bit, I guess. We got a range for today of 86 pips, and we have a big hourly candle on the downside, and we've had two M30s in a row that are down candles. So we're sitting here waiting for a trade to set up. Haven't had one set up yet, but we'll just have to sit here on the hands and we'll just wait, and eventually one will come along.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you mentioned that we're a range of 86, but on the indicator 2, the price is 86 pips above indicator 2 on the daily.
Okay. Did not realize that. But, right now, I'm looking short. That's my bias just because of what the trend is right now. If you want to call it that, we're at 51. Actually, I have a trade. I'm going to take it right now. And I just went short at 51.7. And the reason why is we're getting there, the flip-flop box, we've got multiple magenta dots from indicator 2. I'm up 4.5 pips and I'm out. Just that quick. And now you say, oh man, I wish you would have stayed, right?
Yeah, well,
you would have gotten out with 12 pips instead.
Yeah, one of the things on the, we usually play or look for that third dot to be the big one. And if you take that white candle, that I don't know if that was a magenta or an aqua dot, but on mine it was. What was it on yours?
It was magenta, but it closed right on top of it.
Right. So that third dot here, that's the biggie. It seems like it's either the third or the fourth where you get a huge move.
Yeah. It just loves to do that for whatever reason. I don't know why we move so quickly there. There isn't any news, right now. There's news in a half hour, at 9:30 Eastern time, but it's not even. It's just yellow news. It's nothing major of any sort. But that's just the way the market is sometimes, and that's the thing that we need to talk about. Is the fact that what if you'd gone long there because you saw something for as long there, and you saw how that moved. I got in, I got 4.5 pips, I got out, and then from there it moved another 6 pips or so, probably more than 6 pips, and you could have gotten burned so quickly, so whatever, and you got to go and protect you. You got to protect your capital, guys.
But notice what it did. It actually went through the launch pad and has come back the other way.
Yep, exactly.
The launch pad being the 40s, anywhere from, the 40 to the 50. Right now it's 1740 to 1750, but any 40 or 50, I call that the launch pad because more often than not, price just sails right through it, and that's what just happened.
Now, just because we came through the flip-flop on the top side, I don't take that trade, and the reason why is because look at your indicated 2 dots. Yeah, I just got an aqua color one,
right.
Or actually it's a diamond.
Right.
But the thing is, that's too new for me. I'm gonna wait, And yeah, I missed some big trades because of that. I'll freely admit it, but I seem to get, there's a lot of traders out there saying, oh, if you do that, you can get chopped up. Well, that's one of the ways that I eliminate some of the chop.
And there,
now, of course,
it'll go back to 60. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, so if you had gone and taken that trade, you could have picked up 2 pips on it, but I just don't like doing it. More times than not, I wind up going and getting into that trade and it chops against me. It's like, I just don't need that. Now I take the trade. Yeah, I'm getting a worse price, but, it just seems that you're able to get it more whatever. And I took that trade, and I got 2 pips by the time I jumped out. So that was another 2 pips. You know, and that's, to me, it just seems to be a little bit more, you know, a little bit more safe. You know, now if you didn't take your 2 pips away, well, here you go. Now you're a pip and a half, 2 pips underwater.
Yeah, in fact, it came back to fill that imbalance, which is something that I've observed ever since, was it last year when the order block boys, everybody was talking about order blocks and imbalances. That's just something that I've noticed.
Short.
Yeah.
And now I'm out with 2 pips.
So that's about what, 8 pips in how many minutes? 5?
Jeez, yeah. I don't even know because I didn't set my timer today, but yeah, it's probably less than 5 minutes, you know, and we got 8 pips. And that's just, you just got to go wait. I mean, it happens all day long. That's the nice thing about it. It happens, you know, all day long. Now, I think that it's more productive to do this during the, you know, the New York, London session when they're both operating at the same time.
Well, aren't they still?
Yes, they are. I'm just saying that, you know, it works, but it's not nearly as easy, let's say, during the Asian session.
Right.
Because you don't get as much movement. Now, it absolutely works. It's just that instead of being, you'll get your 8 pips, but you don't get it in 5 minutes. You get it in an hour or 2.
Right. Yeah, and speaking about the Asian session, when I made the video, Sunday video, the weekly open and gap, I noticed that the first 7 hours all had hourly ranges of like 20 pips or more. I think there might have been 119 in there, but it was like he could actually trade it the Walmal method during that time.
Yeah, that's another reason why I wish I could trade that. It would be so much easier for me, lifestyle-wise, to be able to trade at that time. But it just doesn't work out that way, you know, for the methods that I do. Because normally I like having the Walmart lines there and using it as my primary trading mechanism, but it just doesn't work out for me, so that's okay. You just have to go and do what you got to do. By the way, you know, the third dot again, this time it would not have been nearly as productive, but you still could have picked up a crossover of the third dot. You could have picked up 5 pips. And I don't usually trade that, but
wait, the third
could do it.
Wait, how many bars ago? I don't see 5 pips.
Well, I could have traded on the third dot.
No. How many bars ago? Because
last bar.
Oh, okay.
Last
yeah. Well,
bar you
crossed
over that.
Go ahead.
Because what price did was it opened went all the way up above the magenta dot, and then what it did is it turned aqua, and then it came back down and ran all the way down again, and then back up and closed where it was at.
So where would you have taken the entry?
I would have taken the entry at 49.8 as it crossed over the aqua dot.
Oh, okay.
When the aqua dot went magenta.
Oh, okay. You would have taken that. Okay.
Right.
That's a trade that I didn't have in my in my arsenal.
Tricks.
Yeah. See, actually,
by the way, well, I went long at 50.7.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm out. I got 4 pips.
Right.
Actually, 3.6 pips because they robbed me.
Yeah, because right there was a magenta, aqua, came back, touched the top of the flip-flop box, and just pretty much take that trade at the open of this candle.
Yep. And again, you know, some people say, well, you could have waited because the thing's probably going to go right up to like 57 to, 57 to 60, something like that. Yeah, but, you know, it could just as easily come back down like it's doing right now. And, you know, some people say, well, you know, you only got a couple pips on that. You didn't get the full 10 pips you could have gotten. You're right, I didn't. But I'm not looking to get that.
Yeah. And it seems like it needs to break this level right here.
Yeah, if it breaks right here at 57, 57 and a half, I guess, something like that, then it's off to the races back up again, probably back up to the 75 area. And the only reason why I'm saying 75 is because if you look on the 1 minute chart from about a half hour ago, 20 minutes ago, we had a lot of movement around that 75 level. So there was a lot of congestion in that area.
Right.
So there's probably some traders up in that area who consolidated, did whatever, and so they need to get out. And so price may get pushed up there just to clear all that area out.
Yeah.
By the way, we did hit the 60.
Yeah. On mine, I barely touched it. So I got 59.9. But right here on that third dot trade where you see you've got a magenta setting, you got 1 aqua, 2 aqua, 3 aquas. On this particular trade, you had to open at 56 and a high at 59. There was a chance to take 3 pips really quick.
Yeah. By the way, we are at the start of a new hour. So the interesting thing, we got a Walmal trade. It's setting up at 60.
Right.
If I take this I'm not going to take it, but if I was to take this Walmal trade, I'd only be looking to get up to about 65. And the reason why is, again, looking from the previous hour, we had a congestion area from about 60.5 up to about, like 65.8.
Right.
So I don't want to be on the bleeding edge of the fight that happens there. So that's the reason why I'm not taking a trade, because you're really going right into a congestion area. I'd want to be clear of it, but a lot of times it'll just range in that area again. So you're able to pick up. Don't look to pick up, the 5, 7, 10 pips. Look to pick up, 1, 2, or 3 pips, because it's going to range from one end to the other end of that little congestion area.
Right. And in fact, now you're on the 5th aqua dot in a row.
Exactly.
So there's a 60 would give you about 2-3 pips right now, depending on your spread.
Right. We got 8 pips on the 5-minute candle there, so that's a pretty nice size 5-minute candle. And look at that, right up to the 65.
Yeah.
66.
11 pips right now. I just switched over to the M5 chart so the traders could see. So yeah, taking the Walmal trade would have been profitable.
Yep, would have been a 5-pipper that you could have gotten. Yeah, but like I said, you could have gotten 5 pips, even a little bit more than that maybe. But I would have gotten out with only 2 or 3 pips, because I've been worried about that congestion zone I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I'd rather go, and again, I know I'm beating a dead horse here. I like putting pips in the bank. I don't like to be the one that's fighting. I don't need to be, in software development there's a term, of being on the bleeding edge, meaning that you're on the edge of the knife. I don't like being on that bleeding edge. I'd rather just take what I can get and put it in the bank. And, fine, yeah, I'm not going to become wealthy in one trade, but maybe I can go and eke out a living by taking lots of little trades.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I was talking about last night, about how trading is like exercise. You start out with small weights, light weights, and then you as over time you build up, and the next thing you know, one day you're coming out of the shower, drying off, and you look at the mirror and you go, "Whoa, what's that?" And you see some muscles.
Where'd that come from?
Exactly. And you know what? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is up once again. Man, that went quick today, Walmal. So, boys and girls, I hope you're getting some value out of these videos. I know a couple people are, but you can see how we're looking just to take a few pips here and there and just and stack them up. There's other traders that want to put a trade on Monday and then cash out on Thursday or Friday and make hundreds of pips, but that's not really what we do here. So Remember, there's a million ways to make $1 million, right? Because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.